The Israeli government is now denying that they were the ones to strike the two encampments earlier this week that led to the deaths of over 45 people. Now they're saying they don't know who did it and they're going to investigate the cause.
Gaza, where Israel's offensive against Hamas in the city of Rafah appears to be expanding. Palestinians in southern Gaza say dozens of people have been killed in the latest Israeli attacks. It follows the deadly strike on a makeshift refugee camp that Israel says was targeting Hamas commanders. MTS Taya has more.
Palestinians, stricken with grief, mourn for the at least 20 killed in a strike on this camp for displaced people. While a short distance away, at a different camp in Rafah, more dead and more wounded. Israel's military continues to insist it isn't behind the attacks on the two encampments, amid reports it's moving tanks into Rafah's city center. And as
So is there another army in Gaza that has airplanes and jets and stuff used to do airstrikes? Because if that's the case, what is this mysterious army?
the Israeli military announced this morning 3 of its soldiers had been killed while fighting in southern Gaza. 3 more were badly wounded. The worsening violence follows an Israeli airstrike on Sunday night, which triggered a massive fire in what's being called the Tent Massacre. Bodies at the Tel El Sultan camp for displaced civilians were burned and mutilated beyond recognition. CBS News' Ed O'Keefe Press national security spokesman John Kirby on the Israeli strike.
How many more charred corpses does he have to see before the president considers a change in policy?
We don't want to see a single more innocent life taken, and I kind of take a little offense at the question. No civilian casualties.
Why is the question so offensive? I mean, Biden has yet to change his stance on his support of the Israeli government, no matter what they do.
Is the right number of civilian casualties. And this is not something that we've turned a blind eye to, nor has it been something we've ignored or neglected to raise with our Israeli counterparts.
Israel says it's investigating the attack, which triggered a mass displacement of civilians the UN says it's struggling to contain. And as the
The Israeli government is saying they're going to investigate the attack that they did. They know what they did. They know what happened. There need to be an investigation, but they want to pretend like they weren't the ones at fault. That is wild.
US military built $320 million humanitarian pier will be out of commission for at least a week after part of the causeway broke away in rough seas.
And with international fury at the killings of civilians in Gaza only growing, the Biden administration continues to insist it has no change in policy following the tent massacre in Rafah because it was caused by an airstrike and not a major Israeli ground invasion. Nate.
Okay, so the Biden administration is admitting that the Israeli government was the one to do the airstrike, while the Israeli government is saying they're not the ones at fault.